It seems like it's kicked off again. Oh wow, it actually turned right off. Holy cow. Hey everybody, welcome back to Adventures of Spackmann. Today, we're looking at a kerosene-powered hot tent stove. This thing is pretty cool. It's vintage. They don't make it anymore, but I was able to pick one up off a Facebook garage sale site. Pretty darn cheap too. Well, cheap for what it is, I guess. Cheap for it being an antique. That was never used. It's brand new. So we're burning off some fumes, seeing how it works, seeing how it heats, and just checking it out, because this is pretty cool. I want to see how long it will burn for on a tank of kerosene. I'm not sure how big that tank is. If I was guessing, I'd say half gallon. But as of right now, that is pushing out some heat. You can see the fumes and whatever burning off of this. I am currently inside of my shed. It is like negative 20 degrees outside with the wind chill, and it's only getting colder, so I am not in a hot tent. We're gonna see how this does in the tent. It's actually pushing out some good heat. I'm not surprised because it is a kerosene heater. Let's check out the flame. So now I think the way this works is it's like an alcohol stove. It also just turns down with this dial. So we'll figure that out too. But there's pilot holes around the inside. Let me see if I can show you. So what I think is happening, I think the kerosene is getting heated, and then through those ports, I don't know if you can see those or not. No, not really. But through the ports, the kerosene is getting the kerosene is boiling. Ooh, I can see it down there. Let's see if I can get a good picture of it. The kerosene is boiling down in the middle there. You can't see it because of the flames, but it's boiling down in the middle, and then the fumes from it boiling are getting ignited out of those pilot holes. I think that's how it's working, just like an alcohol stove would. I believe. I think that's how this works. That is actually pushing out some incredible heat. Listen to the roar. incredible heat. Let's see what happens when I turn it down. So it's just a gravity-fed drip system. This is from New Way Stove Co. in Wolverine, Michigan. They do not make the kerosene stove anymore, but they do make an upgraded version of this stove that uses propane. They also have wood stoves now, and their propane stoves are pretty cool. I haven't tried one out, but they look cool. I mean, you hook propane up to it and you let it go, just like this, but this is kerosene. We'll see if it warms this place up. This is a pretty big shed. I want to say it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 16 feet by 16 feet by 12 feet tall. So this is a pretty big tent, or not tent. I'm not in a tent, guys. I'm in a shed. So this is a pretty big shed. It just toned down, so it must have burned through the excess kerosene that was in the bottom. Let's see how the flames are doing. Oh yeah, it toned right down. Let's see what happens if I open it back up. Man, I turned it like a quarter of the way and it got much hotter. The flame got much bigger. I found no information on this stove online. So if you or somebody you know have used this stove, please comment down below with how it works. How this damper works, I don't know why you'd want to let air in right here, but the way you open it is by unscrewing this and it turns a weight. And then the weight moves it this way and it opens it up a little bit. So since New Way Stove doesn't sell this anymore, there's no information on their website about it. So if you guys know anything, please let me know in the comments down below. This is pretty cool. I cannot wait to use this in a hot tent. I have a feeling it's going to go in a small hot tent since it's such a small stove. But it is kicking off some heat. I'm thinking the freestanding pre-self hot tent, I think this will rock in there because it's so small. Let me know what you think of this stove down below. If you have any experience with a kerosene stove in a hot tent or an ice shanty, I think this was originally developed for an ice shanty, not a hot tent per se. And I think the reason why they got away from kerosene is for environmental reasons. This is cool. This is so cool. Let's check out the inside again. Let's check out the burning. Oh, toned right down again. All right, I just turned it. I just opened the valve up more. You see the oh, there's the pilot holes. See the pilot holes, and you see them like going around catching on fire. So I think the kerosene is being boiled down there, and then the fumes, not fumes, then the vapors from the boiling of the kerosene are coming out of those pilot holes, and they're igniting. Right now I have it wide open. I don't see any fuel coming out of that hole, just flame coming out of that hole. Did I use all of the kerosene already? There's no way I went through a half gallon of kerosene. Let's close this and see what happens. That is really strange. All right, let me mess around and find out what's going on. I'll get back to you. Oh, I got it going again. Holy cow. What happened was, I'm assuming it created a vacuum, and I had to open the cap in order to get it to release more fuel. But then as soon as I opened the cap, it went, it just shot a ton of fuel into there. What happened? Oh, there we go, there we go. Turned her off too soon. Okay. I was not out of kerosene. Let's open that up and let it go. Now this is old. As you can see, it looks like that valve might be leaking a little bit. Slight drip. That could have been from when I opened it up all the way. I don't know. But there's no drip underneath here from it. You hear the difference? I just let more air into here and it took off again. Oh, that cools it down. That tones it right down. I wonder why. Sorry about the change in scenery, guys. Oh boy. There's kerosene evaporating off of here. I wonder if you guys can see that. It's getting hot. That's one thing I worried about. Like, there's literally a fuel tank attached to this thing. Is that safe? I don't know. Maybe that's why they discontinued it? I don't know. Do you guys know? That can't be safe, right? Eventually that's going to build up pressure, right? I don't know. Let me know. It worries me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Wow, this is actually really warm right here. I couldn't feel it at all over there, but right next to it, it is definitely warm. It's definitely throwing off a lot of freaking heat. Holy cow. This is nice. This is awesome. Kerosene powered hot tent stove. Even up here, this is so hot. I mean, it's literally flames coming up. Now, all I did to vent this outside, I opened the window, I added a piece of sheetrock. I don't know if sheetrock is safe to have a pipe going through it, but it's not wood, so I think it's a little safer than wood. And then I put pipe insulation around the sheetrock to fill in the space, and then I put the window down onto it. Cut a hole, stuck the pipe through. Seems to be working out all right so far. I am totally melting this plastic back here. What's this metal thing, you may ask? This is a vintage chuck box for camping. Works as a pretty good heat shield in my tent. It's not a tent. I keep saying tent. In my shed. There's also air intake down in the bottom of it. I can see there's holes underneath it that let air in. There's a pilot hole right here, or some kind of hole right here. I don't know why. And then we got the damper. All right. It seems like it's kicked off again. Oh wow, it actually turned right off. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. More testing. Thanks for joining me on this stove adventure. See you next time. Kerosene powered hot tent stove. So cool.